everybody, welcome to a day in the life, and I got some fun stuff to do with you today. First of all, I put the laundry away that was hanging out here earlier. It's on the bed, so we do have to put that up after a while. But I went ahead and got my shower done, got ready, and guess what? New appliance. Bread machine. I have made bread before in the slow cooker, which turns out pretty good. But I would like to make bagels and sub rolls and do all those things. I'm starting with a loaf of bread because this does it for you. You don't have to do the kneading. You just put all the ingredients in there and push a button. So I thought we'll start there till I get used to the bread machine. And then I'm going to do just dough. And then I'll take that out, make bagels. This started when I was talking to my sister while she was here, and when I eat bread, my stomach just swells like crazy. And she said, well, maybe it's a gluten allergy. So anyway, I thought, well, they say get off gluten for a week, see if you feel different. So I thought, okay, well, let me try. It's worth a try. So I did that, and the breads came out so hard. I stabbed myself trying to cut a bagel, and I said, you know what, it's not worth it. So out the window with the gluten-free. They do have a gluten-free setting on here, and I am going to give it a try, but I'm going to start with some regular bread first and the dough that I'm going to work on. But the book comes with a bunch of settings, all sorts of breads that you can make. I think there's 15 settings, and then there's some extras. You can make yogurt, oh Lord, what's the other thing? Oh, jam, that's what it is. You can make yogurt, jam, and there's a plain cook setting. I don't know what you would use it for, but, and a defrost. I don't know, lots to learn. Anyway, we're gonna do this today. The first thing you have to do is turn it on and like cook off that new appliance smell. So I did that, and it said to let it cool down, which it has. So I'm going to rewash it, which is what the instructions said to do, and then we shall make a loaf of bread. Yay! So let me get this washed and I'll be back. Hey everybody, I am back. I hope I'm not chopping my head off because I can't tell what y'all are looking at on this camera. I have the GoPro. I just hope the volume's going to be okay. Alright, I think I have everything here. I had to order yeast. My yeast had expired. So let's get that unpacked. Oh, this is something for gluten-free. I'm still gonna give it a try. I'm not gonna let those bagels mess me up. But this is a dough enhancer that it's suggested to use for gluten-free bread. So I did pick that up, and I have some gluten-free bread flour. I thought maybe that would be better than the gluten-free flour I had purchased previously. But today we're just going to make regular white bread with all-purpose flour. This is the gluten-free bread flour, but let's not be confused. I'm not using any of that today. What I needed was the yeast. I got some packets off of Amazon, but I've also ordered some in a jar. Let's see, these are good for another year, so we shall be fine for some time. Here I am rhyming again. So we put everything in, been doing some reading, we put everything in here in the order that it lists in the book. I'm going to go ahead and voice over this part because I had no idea what I was doing and I was fumbling around, and I don't want anyone to think I'm trying to show you how to make bread because I'm messing it all up, and really I'm just trying to learn myself, and I wanted to share it with you. But don't do what I did. Now, the first thing you're really supposed to do is put the paddle in the bottom of this container so that it can beat the bread. How is it going to mix it if I don't put the paddle in there? When I turned it on and I noticed that it wasn't doing any mixing, I turned around. I was like, what is wrong with this? I saw the paddle sitting there and I was like, well, I've buggered this up already. So I didn't want to waste the bread, and I thought, well, if it doesn't turn out, it doesn't turn out. So I just took the paddle. I knew I shouldn't get the yeast and the salt together, so I was very careful to kind of go down the side, get the paddle down in there and turn it on. And then it just started working, and to my surprise, the bread came out very well. And Big Daddy and I tried it later this evening while we was making the pizzas, and it was delicious. So I think I had a bit of luck there. This is after the paddle was put back in. There it goes.
The great yellow sun is reflecting in your deep blue eyes. The day has begun. You spin around, you laugh to yourself, and I see you shine in every color, resting your head in my arms. You sing la la la.
I wanted to show you guys this. I think I got it on Amazon. If I did, I'll link it down below. It might have been Walmart. I can't remember. Anyway, I've been waking up at like 2:30, 3 o'clock and having a hard time going back to sleep. So this says it has melatonin, lavender, and chamomile essential oils, and you just spray it on your bedding or in the air, whatever you want to do. So I sprayed mine on our pillows and the top of our comforter, which is the part that's, you know, near our face that we can smell. Well, I slept so much better with this, and the night I put this on the bed, Big Daddy overslept. Fortunately, I woke up to use the bathroom and I saw him still laying in bed. I don't spray his pillow anymore. I swear, it was either coincidence or this really works. But I've slept a lot better since. So I just want to share that if you guys, you know, have trouble at night sleeping. This is new for me. I mean, I usually sleep 12 hours, no problem. China too. She's been waking up about 7, which is early for her, but I'm okay with that because I'm really kind of awake by then. But I don't want to be awake at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. So there you go, if you want to give it a try. I thought since I haven't brought you outside in a while, I would show you what's going on. We moved all the plants from the front because they were dying in the heat during the day. The flowers are still doing good. I think they call this an umbrella plant. Maybe that's not right. angel plant. So one my son got me several years ago, and it's doing really, really well. Likes it right there. It doesn't like a lot of sun. And then all we have left from the plants are tomatoes and peppers. I believe I saw peppers starting. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. However, the tomatoes have come back to life. This is the oldest tomato. It no longer has the bottom rot. And then there's another one right there. A little one right there. And there's more. There's 5. There's 2 right here. And see, 2, 3, that's 5. I think that's it for now. Unless some more have grown that I haven't seen. We didn't do that great. But it was our first time. So we'll see what happens. It's certainly not as hot now as it was. We're into August and the temperatures have gone down. I think today was 85. We were doing hundreds, between 100 and 110. Yeah, it was a very, very hot year in North Carolina. Apparently. I've never been here in North Carolina before, but that's what they tell me. And there's Miss China. Big Daddy went out and got a weed whacker because the grass in her pen was so tall she had to walk around it like she was in a jungle. Alright, I'm gonna get her, go back in. The bread's ready. We'll take a look. Dough things in the bread. We'll have to dig it out. Well, there's my little loaf. Pretty good for a first time, considering number one, I didn't warm up the water. But it did say anywhere from 68 to 77 was okay. Mine was 72. But if you wanted to accelerate it, you had to have it, I think, between 90 and 110. Could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But we're going to let this cool. I will dig out my paddle because I need to make some pizza dough. We're having pizzas tonight, so although I bought some pizza crusts, I thought I'd try some homemade dough out of the Breadmaker. So we'll do that next. Okay, not bad. I went in and pulled it out. It didn't do a whole lot of damage, and here it is. So you can get it out. The pizza dough. So the first thing I'm going to do, since I forgot this last time, is put my little beater or whatever you call it in the bottom. Living and learning. I gotta go get my recipe book. Bear with me. Alright. We need water. Let me go get it out the Berkey. Alright, this time I'm gonna heat it up a little bit. Even though clearly on here it said water should be left to room temperature after taken out of the fridge, which I don't keep mine in the fridge anyway. But then when you go back here, it says generally water temperatures between 68 and 77 is most appropriate. Mine was 72 for the bread. But if you want to accelerate the bread making process, the water temperature must be between 115 and 122. So, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to warm it up a little bit. We'll do 30 seconds. And while that's warming up, I need to get salt. Well, that's right here. Olive oil, white flour, and yeast. Flour was already out. And I decided, let me see all this. I'll move you back just a little. There we go. Thought, instead of getting flour all over the counter, I would just measure it out on a baking sheet. That way, it doesn't, I can put it back in the flour container. Alright, so for the pizza dough, the first thing is a cup of water. Let's see what temperature we're at now. Not that I'm super concerned about this one because it's at 90. What did it say? 115? Should be okay between 60. You know what? I'm good with that. I'm not. This is not bread. Okay. 1 cup of water. Teaspoon of salt, two tablespoons of olive oil, cups of flour. Let me dry this out. Be a little more professional this time, shall we? Okay. 1. I did order the bigger container. That way it's easier to get the cup in there, if you know what I mean. 2, and now a half. What I'm gonna do to make less mess, well, we hope, right? Only try. There we go. Yeah, still a little bit, but those are easy to clean, those pans. So very good. And then now we're gonna make a little well for the yeast. How much yeast do we need? Half a tablespoon. I saved the rest of this packet. But you know what? It's covered in olive oil. And I know it says not to do this, but I have a 1.5 tablespoon measure. I have to open another one. That's not quite enough. Glad when I get the little container. I mean, this is great if this is the measurement you need. There we go. Okay, come on over. We'll double check our ingredients. We did water, salt, olive oil, white flour, and stiff yeast. Okay, I put it in, twist it to lock. There we go. Now I'm going to turn it on. Well, gotta plug it in, Mel. Okay. Now we're going to hit menu. And we're going to number 12. And start. It's a good timer, a good reason. It's a good picture. It means I put the little beater in there. Alright, 45 minutes later, we'll have pizza dough. Thought I'd cut in here real quick. Big Daddy's home and he's outside walking China. The bread, a hit. It tastes so good. I really enjoy it. I don't know, maybe if I had not had the paddle issue, it may have been a little bigger. I'm not sure. I'll have to do it again properly, find out. The pizzas are done. The little ones. I made those for an Easy Dinner Wednesday video. They took 8 minutes. I could only get 2 in the oven at once, so mine took 16. You guys probably have a bigger oven. I haven't tasted them yet, but what can go wrong? I mean, we're talking pizza, dough, chicken, barbecue, a little onion, and mozzarella cheese. I have the big pizza, the one that I made the dough and the bread maker in the oven, putting it in there for 5 minutes, just to crust it, and then I'm going to top it with you guys. We're just doing cheese and pepperoni on that with a regular pizza sauce. Big Daddy's not a fan of the barbecue, but that was a new recipe and I thought I'd give it a try. I like chicken pizzas, so I'm pretty sure I'll eat them, even if I don't eat them. Definitely not eating them all tonight. So when it comes out the oven, we'll decorate it, pop it in there, see how it turns out. Alright, all I did was put a little olive oil on it, and I forgot to poke it. So let's release some of that air, shall we? I had this in the pantry. I think Clover Valley is a Dollar Tree. I could be wrong. It's like a stuffed crust. Gonna have to perfect my dough shaping skills. I can see that coming. I have to take some lessons from my kids. They both, well, my daughter still works with pizzas. She's not in the restaurant though. And our son, he did Domino's for years. He doesn't do it anymore. But Mama's not too good at making pizzas, so she just ordered them. So let's put a little cheese, and then we'll put the pepperoni, and then maybe more cheese. Kids, maybe you can comment and give me some hints here. Ashley, I know your company's pizza's rated very high up there. I'm sure you can help a mommy out. Okay, here goes the pepperoni. There comes Big Daddy, so he can help me out here too. How did our baby do?
She got her little tinkle.
Okay.
Well, I say little, it was fairly large.
Oh, good. Glad she went out there.
Yeah.
Do you have jalapeno in the refrigerator that you want on here? Is that enough? Keep going.
Yeah, a little bit more. I did it the way I wanted it. I want it on that. Alright. Put some cheese, more cheese.
Yeah, I was going to do a little cheese on the top.
Alright.
Oh,
Man, baby, I was just got home.
I know,
I
right?
went the other way.
So they're, would you say they're putting something on the parking lot?
Yeah, they resurfacing the parking lot. So.
Okay. Hey guys, it's a few days later. I got a little sidetracked with some other things going on, but I have been making bread. I think I filmed the pizza, but I just had an epic fail, so I wanted to show you. This I made this morning. This is gluten-free bread. I cannot cook it to save my life. I told you my donuts, or not bagels, turned out so bad that I cut my hand. And I think this, let's dump it out together, shall we? I'm just gonna put it on this plate because I feel like it's all gonna crumble anyway. Yep, there it goes. I did spray a little non-stick spray in there today, so that's why they fall out a lot easier. But yeah, there's my gluten-free bread. Let's taste it and see if it even, I mean, you can't eat that. How you gonna spread butter, right? Okay, it's horrible. And that was the gluten-free bread flour. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. If you guys are gluten-free and you make bread, please let me know. But not to worry, because I have other bread. This is the one I made the first day. We've already eaten most of it. This was the plain white bread. And then yesterday I made this one. I did pick the top off just to taste it, you know. This one was the sandwich bread. I haven't had this yet, so I'm going to toast it up and have egg and cheese on it. And once I get it made, I will, heck, let's do it together, shall we? Super simple. We cut this piece off first because I picked the top fluffed up like a balloon. We'll save it, I won't throw it away. Nothing like a good bit of buttered bread. Into the toaster. It is slightly tall for the toaster. Well, my toaster anyway. This is a very inexpensive little toaster. I was toasting bread in the oven because I have a toast setting on it. However, when it started getting to 100 degrees, I decided just to go outside or go out and buy, oh, that's not too bad, a little toaster. Once I'd had breakfast, it was time to clean up the house, and I did put another load of dough on, and I'm going to make an Italian loaf with that. So I'm just making the dough in the bread maker, and then I'll pull that out, shape it into a loaf, and then let it rise for I think 30 to 45 minutes, and then I'm going to bake it in the oven. So I will put a picture at the end of the video. I should have it finished in a little while by the time I get this edited, and I'll pop that there, and if it's a fail, and then we're going to sweep and mop. I noticed that the fan on Big Daddy's table and the one between the bedroom and the living room were very dusty, so I decided to go ahead and vacuum them off. I'll probably need to wash them in a couple of weeks. Well, now we're all finished with the house cleaning. We're going to move on to our bread. I thought I was going to end it here, but I was making dough and my Italian bread came out so good. I think I might have mentioned that I was doing this. So I did take a couple clips. It won't be long, and I'll show you the loaf that I made. This is where she's going to live. All I had there was a salad spinner. I put it inside a crock pot. Okay. And the bedroom's clean. I'm just letting that dirty mop dry out. I'll put it in the laundry hamper. I had put the bread on the dough setting. It takes an hour and a half, so I'm just getting it out now. This is like the plain white bread, except I put 2 tablespoons of Italian seasoning in it to make it an Italian loaf, because I was making a meatloaf which is made with spaghetti sauce. It's coming up on a menu Monday, and I thought, well, if we're having an Italian meatloaf, let's have some Italian bread. So now I'm just shaping it. I'm going to tuck in the ends, put the seam on the bottom, and then I'm going to put it on a baking sheet and cover it with a clean dish towel and let it rise for about 30 to 40 minutes. Oh, I forgot, I did cut slits into the top, as you can see. I've seen on YouTube University, which is where I go to school, that you put it in a warm place while it rises. So I had it on the desk next to my computer, and I was working, and it looked like something was living under there moving. So I did the time lapse. So here's the 40-minute rise. Here it is. It's almost doubled in size. I just had to recut a couple of the slits, and then I popped it in the oven. I think it was like 30-ish minutes, and then I brushed it with some butter. It was so good. Here's my proud moment. Big Daddy loved it too. So if you made it to the end of this video, I thank you so much for staying with me. If you'll leave me a loaf of bread emoji in the comments, that would be awesome. And I'll see you on Monday. And be sure to have a great weekend.